Hello and welcome to Newsroom series. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today our focus is on the southwest region, but first let's serve you with our top stories. The Director General of the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Baba Ara, has provided an update on the tragic tank explosion that occurred in Diko, Niger State. As of 12 p.m. on January the 20th this year, that's today, the death toll has risen to 98, while 69 people have been injured. The explosion also left 20 shops completely burned, causing significant losses to business owners in the area. In a statement issued by Mr. Baba Ara, described the incident as a catastrophic tragedy that has thrown the state into mourning. He confirmed that rescue operations are ongoing with emergency responders working tirelessly to ensure that the injured receive adequate medical attention and to recover the bodies of those who lost their lives. He said, and I quote, "We are deeply saddened by this unfortunate incident. The state government and NSEMA are committed to supporting the victims and ensuring that those injured get the care they need." End quote. The chairman of Honeywell Group, Oba Otudeko, and the former managing director of First Bank, Olabisi Onosoya, were absent at the Federal High Court today for their arraignment on a 13-count charge of allegedly obtaining the sum of 12.3 billion naira from First Bank. Both men were, however, represented by their counsel in court. A counsel to Mr. Oba Otudeko, senior advocate of Nigeria, Bode Olanipekun, told Justice Chukwujeko Aneke that he was appearing in protest as the charge had not been served on him and the other defendants in the case. Apart from the former managing director of First Bank, Olabisi Onosoya, the other defendants are a former member of the board of directors of Honeywell Flour Mills PLC, Mr. Soji Akintayo, and a company linked to Oba Otudeko named Anchorage Leisure Limited. Mr. Olanipekun told the court that despite not being served with the charge, the defendants were shocked to hear of the planned arraignment through the media when the story broke last week, Thursday. He showed the court several national dailies with the report and also read out portions of that report. He described such conduct as being most unfair, especially as no charge was served on his client. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, has arraigned the former managing director of Assets Management Corporation of Niger, AMCON, Ahmed Kuru, and 4 others for allegedly defrauding Arik Airline of 76 billion naira and another $31.5 million. Now, the other 4 defendants are former receiver manager of the Arik Airline Limited, Camilo Omokide, a chief executive officer of the airline, Captain Roy Ilegbodu, Union Bank Limited, and the company Super Bravo Limited. Union Bank was charged with 1 count of making false statements to public officers, while the other 4 defendants were arraigned on a 5-count charge bordering on theft, abuse of office, and stealing by dishonestly taking the property of another. The defendants, however, pleaded not guilty at their arraignment. Following their plea, their lawyers, senior advocates of Nigeria, Professor Taiwo Oshikweton and Shupo Shashore, made submissions for their bail. A counsel to the EFCC, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Dr. Wahab Shitu, raised objections to the grant of bail. According to him, the 2 defendants are facing serious offenses of economic sabotage, and the temptation to leave the country was very high. After listening to the arguments from the parties, Justice Mojisola Dada granted bail to the defendants in the sum of 20 million naira each, with 1 surety each in like sum. They are to remain in the custody of their respective counsels pending the perfection of their bail conditions. Justice Dada then adjourned till March the 17th this year for commencement of trial. The Ogun State Police Command has confirmed the death of 5 people in a road accident along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Confirming the incident in a statement issued in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, the police public relations officer, Omolola Odutola, said the accident occurred at around 11:30 p.m. yesterday near the Fatbims bus stop. One other passenger was confirmed injured in that accident. She confirmed that the accident took place as the driver was heading towards Mowe bus stop by Long Bridge when the driver suddenly lost control of the vehicle, crashed into the culvert and then flipped over, landing in the opposite direction. Now, the police spokesperson said family members of those involved in the fatal accident have been contacted as the command urges road users to exercise caution and drive carefully. Now, it's the end of the road for members of a kidnapping ring in Ondo State who specialize in abducting children from Ondo and Osun State and then selling them off for as low as 500,000 naira to buyers as far out as Edo and in Anambra states. According to the Ondo State Police Command, 3 suspects were apprehended for their alleged role, while 14 minors, that's 4 infants and 10 children, were removed from their custody. Now, the suspects were traced to their hideout and then arrested in Ota village in Edo State. The Ondo State Police Command have arrested 3 persons, including a couple suspected to be engaged in child trafficking, and have rescued 14 children, 4 infants and 10 children from them. Parading the suspects, among others, at the State Police Command headquarters, the Ondo State Commissioner of Police, Wilfred Afolabi, explained that Lukman Isiaka and Abosede Olanipekun were arrested for allegedly kidnapping an 18-month-old baby boy in Akure while pretending to befriend the mother.
Suspects were tracked down to a village in Edo State where they were arrested. Further investigation, coupled with the help of technical support, led to the arrest of one Mrs. Sarah Sabira Izora, who lives in Anambra State. To be precise, she stays in Ihiala. And in the course of investigation, most of those children that were stolen were found with her. During interrogation, she admitted that some of these children, she bought them at the price of 1 million naira each.
On interrogation, one of the suspects confessed to kidnapping the children from Ondo and Osun State and selling them to 62-year-old Sabira Izwara from Anambra State at the rate of 500,000 naira per child.
When we are going on the way, sometimes we see some children running about. We now call them, come, let me buy you bobo. We now follow us. So when they follow us, maybe from like 10 minutes, we now stop bike and carry them on bike to park. So when we get to park, we will now enter motor to Anambra State to go and give it to her.
When you take these children to this woman, how much does it as reward?
It's 500,000.
His alleged partner was apprehended by the police in Ihiala, Anambra State, and 14 children were found in her custody. However, she denies buying the babies, insisting she operates an orphanage.
I don't buy it from them. What I do is, as they claim they are abandoned and they're street children, I kept them. Then any family that has need, they will come with documents. After documentation, the parent will take the child, and then whatever he gives to Lukman, they give to the Lukman. I don't much know about it.
Bosede Uluwokere, whose 3 grandchildren were kidnapped in January 2024 in Osun State, narrates how the kids were taken away.
In my street there was doing occasion, burial ceremony by then. So then I went there, then I said, okay, I'm coming, let me go and buy something that we are going to cook this night. So I now went there, but then I still meet them, sitting down, playing. So when I finished cooking, then I said, okay, let me go and call them to come and eat. Then I now see those some children. Then I said, okay, do you help me see those children? They said, okay, they see them under tents. Then I went there. So when I went there, then I was looking around so that maybe I can see them. Since then, by then, I did not see them.
The police command promises that all other children will be traced and rescued, warning parents and guardians to be wary of strangers coming around their children. We're in Ogun now, and the state government says it is considering death penalty for suspects convicted by a competent court of jurisdiction for ritual killings, kidnapping and other heinous crimes to serve as deterrent to who-be criminals in the state. Now, the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Oluwaseun Ogungbade, gave the hint in Amotekun, the state capital, during the scheduled visit to the Ibarra Correctional Center in the state capital.
The decision by the Ogun State government towards enforcing the death penalty may not be unconnected with the rise in kidnapping, cultism, and ritual killings which has left some people dead in recent times. The Ogun State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Oluwaseun Ogungbade, attributed this to the perception of no repercussions on the side of suspects which has emboldened them to commit heinous crimes. He says this must stop.
As a government, we have looked at it, and one area we have identified is perhaps this perception that there will be no repercussion when some of these crimes are committed. And I can tell you that we are looking seriously at a means of sending across this message that Ogun State is not a place where you can come and commit such grievous crimes and get away with it. The laws are, as of today, is, for example, a murder of any kind attracts the death penalty.
The Commission also speaks on the roles of family and societal values, calling on parents, religious and community leaders to rise to the occasion.
You will find out that there's an association of mothers of Yahoo now, and they come to court in support of their children. At a point, they were even looking for means to influence the judge. So basically, that is where we are, and it's unfortunate. So except there is a total reappraisal of our value system, we may continue to have this problem. Again, let me give you another example. Just a few days ago, I treated a file in which a 14-year-old girl was raped by 5 boys, 2 of them aged 14, 1 aged 15, 2 aged 16, and I think there was one other who was aged 17, who was our boyfriend. So that is where we are as a society. We need to go back to the home. The home needs to be strengthened.
The Ogun State Commissioner of Police, at a press conference on the security situation in the state, assured residents of improved security. For now,
we want to appeal to our people in Ogun State to be conscious of who they associate with, who they relate with, who come to their domain, and things like that. Because it's just rampant to have this number of incidents within 3 weeks. But for us, we will continue to do what we need to do to get such criminals arrested. And I want to...
Efforts are already geared towards ensuring safety of lives and property in Ogun State by the relevant authorities, even as residents are expected to play their part by providing useful information to help solve crimes.
We're staying with Ogun State, and Governor Dapo Abiodun has approved the recruitment of an additional 1,000 Amotekun personnel towards improving the security architecture of the state, just as he warned criminals that the state will not be a haven for their criminal activities. Governor Abiodun announced this during the passing out parade ceremony of 690 Batch D trainees of the Corps held at the Gateway International Stadium in Shagamu. The governor also pledged to provide more patrol vehicles, electric motorcycles, communication gadgets and other necessities to enable the Corps members discharge their duties effectively.
It's the graduation ceremony of 690 Amotekun trainees who have passed the test in character as well as physical and mental fitness in arms handling, intelligence gathering and community policing. The event, holding at the Gateway International Stadium, kicked off with a reviewing of the quarter guard by the state governor, who also doubles as the reviewing officer. It is well attended by the state governor, Dapo Abiodun, members of the State Executive Council, traditional rulers, service commanders, and other distinguished personalities. The These officers are to be deployed as forest rangers and to protect critical infrastructure in the state.
To our graduating recruits, I want to sincerely congratulate you, as today marks the beginning of a new chapter in your journey. In the past 2 weeks, you have undergone rigorous physical fitness training, weapon handling, intelligence gathering, community policing, medical first aid, driving and maintenance, interagency collaboration, among others. And you stand ready to protect our communities and uphold the values of integrity, courage, and dedication that the Amotekun Corps represents.
Governor Abiodun, dressed in full Amotekun ceremonial uniform, says the establishment of the Corps is aimed at strengthening security, particularly at the grassroots, as well as reducing unemployment in the state.
We understand that the security of lives and property is foundational to sustainable economic development and prosperity. The challenges of insecurity that have plagued parts of our nation highlight the importance of community-based solutions like the Amotekun Corps. The establishment of this outfit demonstrates the Ogun State government resolve to complement federal security initiatives and shield our communities from criminal activities.
He advises them not to engage in corruption, high-handedness, indiscipline, and other acts that could bring the security outfit into disrepute.
Ogun State will not be a safe haven for criminal activities. I congratulate you, the recruited officers, and your families, as you step into this noble service. I urge you to remain committed to the values of discipline, integrity, and selflessness. Remember, you are not commissioned to intimidate nor harass citizens, but to serve and protect them.
The coming on board of these 690 officers strengthens the existing number of state security to over 2,000, a number the state government believes will deliver their assigned duties and responsibilities.
Talking health now, the Lagos State government says the year 2024 measles and yellow fever mass vaccination campaign achieved significant milestones, with a total of 3,595,461 children vaccinated against measles, representing 85% coverage. The Supervising Permanent Secretary of the Lagos State Primary Healthcare Board, Dr. Abimbola Boali, made this known during a press conference at Alausa in Ikeja.
Measles, yellow fever, and human papillomavirus mass vaccination campaign for the year 2024 held across the 5 divisions of Lagos State was a successful health outreach. According to the Lagos State Primary Healthcare Board, measles vaccination achieved significant milestones, with a total of 3,595,461 children vaccinated, representing 85% coverage. A total of 20,366,405 Lagos residents received the yellow fever vaccine, achieving 95% coverage, while 163,553 eligible persons were vaccinated against HPV during the period. The State Primary Healthcare Board Supervising Permanent Secretary, Dr. Abimbola Boali, reels out these achievements during the press conference at Alausa in Ikeja, and other steps taken that brought about the positive result.
The campaign delivered and achieved significant milestones. 3,955,461 children were vaccinated against measles, representing 85% coverage. These are children between the age of 9 months and 59 months. The yellow fever vaccine was for individuals from the age of 9 months to 44 years, and we did more than 20 million of that. So let's clap for Lagos State once again. For the HPV vaccine targeting 9 to 14 years, we were able to vaccinate a total of 163,555 individuals. And we will have done more than this, but for the fact that we ran out of vaccines throughout Nigeria. So we went to some other states to be able to get some vaccines. But if it was possible for us to have gotten more vaccines, I'm sure more people will have benefited from the HPV vaccination.
The Special Advisor on Health, Dr. Kemi Oguyemi, commended its partners for supporting the mass vaccination campaign.
Through this campaign, we've not only saved countless lives, but also taken a significant step towards a healthier, more resilient future. The World Health Organization has long emphasized the importance of vaccination in preventing outbreaks and controlling the spread of infectious diseases. Our efforts have been guided by the principles of equity, accessibility, and community engagement. The numbers speak for themselves. Millions, over 20 million people of individuals vaccinated, communities empowered, and a significant reduction, hopefully, in the reported cases of measles, yellow fever, and HPV. This success story wouldn't have been possible without the tireless efforts of our frontline workers who have braved challenging circumstances to reach remote and underserved areas.
While the 2024 Lagos mass vaccination records success, he states that government is not folding its arms as it plans to begin an outbreak response campaign to prevent another variant of poliovirus.
If we become complacent, the entire country is vulnerable to reinfection by the white polio virus, especially with a recent outbreak of white polio virus type 1 in Malawi and Mozambique. Therefore, every state must sustain its zero white polio virus status and halt the transmission of circulating variant polio virus type 2 by conducting high-quality campaign and improving routine immunization coverage to ensure high population immunity as a deterrence against any reinfection of the white polio virus.
To ensure Lagos State remains free from the burden of all vaccine-preventable diseases, the government says it is collaborating with the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency to implement a polio outbreak response in all local government and local council development areas of the state.
The National Orientation Agency, the NOA, has raised concern over the preservation of food items with dangerous chemicals injurious to health and capable of increasing the risk of terminal ailments and untimely death. This harmful practice is said to be predominant among crop farmers and traders in order to avoid losses by preserving food items, thereby increasing profits in the process without serious consideration for its health implications on consumers. To curb the trend, the NOA, Oyo State Chapter, has launched a campaign against such practices at Mapo, southeast local government area of the state, with a plan to spread it across the 33 local government areas. The Director General of the agency, who was represented by the NOA Director in Oyo State, Mrs. Olukemi Afolayan, at the sensitization program tagged Campaign Against the Use of Dangerous Chemicals in the Preservation of Food, urged farmers and traders to adopt the traditional ways of food preservation. Now, the Lagos State government has restated its commitment to women's empowerment and financial inclusion in hard-to-reach communities for them to be independent and self-reliant. The State Special Advisor on Sustainable Development Goals, Dr. Oroluwafini, who was represented by the Technical Assistant, Dr. Oluwumi Akinlade, during an advocacy program for over 100 women in Eredo Local Council Development Area of Ekpe area of Lagos. Dr. Akinlade says the advocacy program, in partnership with the Human Capital Development Africa, was to increase advocacy for women's financial inclusion in hard-to-reach communities, as well as increase awareness of data's role in delivering better HCD outcomes, that's Human Capital Development Outcomes. While also speaking was the representative of the Lagos State Residence Registration Agency, Mr. Kayode Yusuf, who says last row registration is very important for Lagos residents because it helps the state government to plan on how to meet the community needs of the society.
Our main purpose is just basically to ensure that women are financially literate and they know how to save and invest their money and make their money work for them. We're targeting 100 women per community that we're going to. In total, we're visiting 12 LGAs and 12 communities. We've done 6 so far. This is the 7th one, and we are still going to do 5 more before February runs out. Lagos State government is absolutely committed to empowering women, and our office, the Office of Sustainable Development Goals, is championing the human capital development. We also champion gender equality, and our main purpose is to ensure that everybody is included in whatever we're doing. So our advice to women is to make sure that they save. We want every woman to be able to fend for themselves. We want women to be financially independent. We don't want to depend on any man. We don't want to depend on other people, especially if we have children. We want to be able to take care of our children by ourselves and make sure that we have enough money to do whatever we want.
We are here for a sensitization and to register the residents of within Ekpe and Eredo local governments. So we know how important LASRA is. It's important for the government to plan and know how to meet with the community needs to help us interface on planning and other amenities. It helps the government to be able to know that, okay, this community here is lacking hospital and other necessities. So it helps the government be able to plan. No matter what it is you need in the within the 4 corners of Lagos State, you will definitely need LASRA. So however, when you register for LASRA, we would help you to validate. Those who have registered before can easily validate so that they can get the smart card. LASRA now has a smart card which can be used as ATM. It's a multifunctional card, so which can easily help our people here to be able to access their banks and other things.
And with that, we draw the curtain on the program Newsroom series with our focus on the Southwest region. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Amotekun.